hanging out with Mr. Rob Vember. I always want to say his name like that, Rob Vember, like they do on the radio.
It's got to be a this summer kind of voice,
This summer, Rob Vember.
You'll be surprised how often that happens.
Really? Is that how people...
I went for breakfast about a year or so ago with a well-known South African celebrity.
Oh,
we're discussing business and never met her before. And she sat down and she did the exact same thing.
No way.
Walks around the house apparently going, Rob Vember.
But it's just that name. It's got such a beautiful ring to it, you know?
And of course, the first question is it real? Yes, it is.
And of course, newly moved or back to Cape Town.
Yes.
What was the reason for your move? Or what is the reason for your move to Cape
Town? It is a strategic work decision, 5FM decision. We are a national radio station. Broadcast, of course, all across the country. But often we do kind of get lost because we're based in Joburg.
Yes.
So our daily experiences is Johannesburg. We live, feel, breathe Johannesburg, and often you lose track of the fact that you're talking to everyone. So this is just a decision that was taken and said, okay, go back to Cape Town, see how it goes, and let's make people more aware that we are national and that let's give the rest of the country more of a Cape Town feel as opposed to being Joburg all the time. So that really was the main idea, other than coming to live at the sea again, which is great.
Now, when we were singing Bon Jovi early on, you were like, oh no, we're not playing that on radio. But hopefully you'll be playing some of these people on your show, because I mean, they are the nominees of the 19th MTN Summer Awards. And we wanted to hear your opinion on what you think about them.
I think in the Female Artist of the Year categories are really, really strong contenders. We don't really play many of them other than Shiana Sky, who I think is...
Wait, let's start with the males first.
All right, okay.
We've got to give set it up for the ladies. Right. But first, Arne Carstens, I mean, legend.
He's been around forever. I mean, a well-known South African muso once said to me that he's the kind of Madonna of South Africa in terms of if you're going to try and equate him on some level to status, because he's been around forever. And I don't think he's that old, but he's just been around forever. So he's always going to be in the mix with these things, and it's always interesting for me to see artists like Arne Carstens and see how they evolve, or stay the same for that matter. So yeah, I think he stands as good a chance as anyone else in the category.
Indeed. And another one of my favorites, Elvis Blue.
You know, it's one of those things where I'm not a big Idols fan, but when you see artists like Elvis come through, I often wonder whether he would have ever made it if there wasn't an Idols, and it would have been a shame if he didn't. So it's great to see that these reality shows and talent shows is able to produce that kind of talent.
Absolutely.
Again, not necessarily an artist that we play, but you can certainly appreciate the music.
And I get the feeling he's going to be like that Arne Carstens one day, that legend who's just been doing it for years and years and really been doing well at it. Probably even a lot better.
Yeah, and from what I can tell, I've never met him, but seemingly a nice guy, which helps.
Very much so, very much so. Kulichana, big song, man, this year.
Huge. We play Kulichana. He's so talented, just a great artist. And again, it's going to be so difficult to tell because also, the great thing about South Africa generally is the diversity, as corny as it is. But you see it again reflected in these kind of categories where you have an Arne Carstens, an Elvis Blue, a Kulichana, where the genres are completely different. And it really is thumb-sucking to try and kind of figure out who the hell's going to win.
That's right. And then finally, we've got Proverb and Reason as well.
Yeah, I mean, Reason... I actually spoke to him on the show yesterday. He's joining us on a new project that we have in the show called Mash Lab.
Yeah.
Nice.
And very excited. Also kind of, you know, he's just coming through now. We've also just recently started playing him. Also such a talented rapper and artist. And then, of course, it's Proverb, who seemingly can do anything. So yeah, you take your pick.
So clearly you were very excited about the Best Female Artist of the Year, so that you just sort of jumped on Shiana Sky. One of your favorites?
Yes, I think, again, she seems to have that, again, corny phrase, package. But she's come out of seemingly nowhere, I think discovered in a restaurant somewhere. And look at her now, barely a year in, or I can never keep track of time, but great album, so many hit singles off that album. I think she's one of the most nominated artists this year as well. But then again, you have great other kind of African talent in terms of...
Kelly Khumalo, Lulu Dikana, Malay and Dozo Mbambo.
In terms of the African music genre, I mean, Kelly Khumalo is a powerhouse. That woman's voice and what she's been doing over the course of the last couple of years, she's going to be hard to beat, I think.
So those are the nominees then for the Sama Awards. 19th, of course, MTN Sama Awards will bring the updates because we're going to be in Sun City.
We are actually going to be doing our thing from there, crossing from there as well.
Are you getting goodie bags?
I hope so.
The goodie bags are worth, I was reading this the other day, 19 or 18,000 Rand each per goodie bag.
Wow, now.
Someone out there, please organize. Please organize, all right? Sort us out. We're going to go to a quick ad break. We need to talk to the producers about this. Goodie bags, what?
Nobody told us anything.